You need to be willing to let go of a past version of yourself, my gorgeous Scorpione. You need to remember this, as this needs to be your mantra throughout this week whatsoever. So you need to understand and you need to remember to be willing to let go of a past version of yourself. This is very important for you to remember, because you are going through the actual spiritual transformation from the beginning of this week. This is mind-blowing at the same time, because the beginning of this week we have got at the very beginning of this week we have got number 13. Okay, so this week is in between the 13th and the actual 19th of February 2023. So you have got a double whammy here, which means that it's not only a spiritual transformation that you are going through from the beginning of this week. This is also in itself going to bring you a new beginning. But before you have this mind-blowing big mama new beginning, you need to remember to be willing to let go of a past version of yourself. And even if you don't understand what do I mean by that, my gorgeous Scorpione, trust me, you will understand this within the first couple of days this week. Trust me. And what the end of this week is gonna bring, it's gonna be even more mind-blowing. So this is why you need to stay with me. So not only at the beginning of this week you are going to have the spiritual transformation. Why? How is all this going to happen? How is the spiritual transformation going to happen? Well, I'll tell you how. Because you're going to become aware of this absolutely major choice. You're going to become aware of a major choice at the beginning of this week, and this is when and how you will know that your spiritual transformation is about to begin. Because at the same time you are still going to be holding on to something that is long gone, something that's in your past, and something that you're going to need to release, and you need to establish for the love of God what this, my gorgeous Scorpione, actually is. So as soon as you become aware of this major choice, at the same as soon as you become aware of this major choice, you need to know that this is directly connected to the brand new beginning. And this is going to be such an important stage of your life, because now you are going to start returning to your own roots. This is important on another hand, because very shortly after that moment in time you are going to become aware of, like, not when it comes to that major choice, it's not only one major choice, it's going to start like a major choice when it comes to the new beginning, and it's just going to seem like a major choice. Trust me, this is going to be extremely attractive when it comes to you. This is going to be extremely attractive to you, my gorgeous Scorpione, because it's also a lot to do with an aspect of your life that you wanted to tap in for so long, something that you wanted to do for so long, something where you're going to be able to find yourself, but something that you also love so much. It affects every single part of yourself, every single aspect of your life, every single part of your life. It will touch you literally everywhere. Spiritually, this is going to be absolute bomb in every single way. And that's why I'm saying that you are going to find yourself like kind of returning to your own roots. You have left a very important part of you behind that at the same time you're going to need to bring back into it. So this is only going to be highlighted in such a way. When I say you're returning to your own roots, it's going to be highlighted in such a way when you know how you're going to know this, because you're going to start thinking about certain things completely, absolutely ages ago, the specific situations in your life life are going to be on your mind from your childhood, perhaps. Specific people are going to be on your mind from like a long time ago. And slowly but surely, this is how you're going to be able to recognize that you are sliding into something very, very special, something very different. But also, what is going to be highlighted, it's going to be very interesting, because for the first time in your life, there is a certain part of yourself from your past that it's like kind of going to be screaming for you to notice it. And this is going to surprise you. And it's also going to make you aware of an important readjustment that you are going to need to make in order to bring this back into your life. This is a lot to do with your passion. It's a lot to do with things that get you kind of going. It's a lot to do with things that makes you feel different. It's a lot to do with things that make you feel unique. It's a lot to do with things that make you feel so much happier while you're having them around you, while you're doing them, while you're thinking about them, while you're focusing on them. For some reason, you had to go to certain things in life to learn and focus other things in order to gather enough information, in order to reflect on this stage of your life and see it in a completely different light. This is exactly what's happening right now. You needed to gather some kind of no evidence but knowledge, and this is all going to make you aware of the fact how special you are, how different you are, and how unique you are. Take this as some absolutely mind-blowing qualities about yourself, opposed to think, oh, I'm a weird, I'm strange, I'm unusual. Being weird and strange and unusual, it's absolutely beautiful if you only allow yourself to be this, you know. This is what sometimes people can't understand. People have been conditioned for so long, it's like, come on man, come out of your shell, just be yourself. That's exactly what you need to do in this life. But the lot has been, people have been conditioned, people have been conditioned, for way too long, and there's like every single aspect of our life, some kind of condition is like being splashed on it, like my gorgeous Scorpione. It's going to be important from the beginning of this week, to also keep on reminding yourself, if you want to learn something, if you want to find out about something, don't go to Mary, don't go to Jane, don't go to John, don't turn on the TV. Oh no, baby, no. If you want to find out about something, you find out about things in your own way. You find out about something. Don't go to someone who's going to find out for you. No, when you want to know something, you jump into it. You find out about it in your own way. Make a research. Start somewhere. Make a research. Start a research. Find things out. Read as much as you can. Educate yourself as much as you can. And then in the end, you come up with your own conclusion. You come up with your own way of thinking. You come up with your own conclusion based on your own research. And it doesn't matter where you do your research. It doesn't matter how you come across this research. It absolutely doesn't matter. But what it matters is the truth that rings within you in a very specific way. And that's what you follow. The truth rings differently. Don't ever, I told you this so many times, I'm going to say it again, don't ever give your power away. You're rather going to respond to the certain situation in your own way and learn out of it than giving your power away and doing something that absolutely doesn't make sense. And guess what? You're still going to do it. You know what I mean? So no, baby, no. No, baby, no. If you want to find out about something, then do your own research. Start wherever you want to start. Go wherever you need to go. But for the love of God, come up with your own conclusion about things in front. And this, my gorgeous Scorpione, just literally take almost with every single aspect of your life and just put it as a number one, how you deal with things. And that's how you just cannot kind of get things wrong. So anyway, going back to the beginning of this week, my gorgeous Scorpione, so it's all about, this, you kind of, it's all going to be leading towards you kind of becoming, so it's not only like a major choice, it's going to come up as a major choice, but then at the same time, it's going to lead towards after this moment of you kind of like returning to your own roots, after that moment, you are gonna kind of become aware of like lots of other options and lots of other choices, and you're gonna become aware of multiple possibilities and opportunities when it comes to this major choice that you are going to become aware of. This is brilliant, and you will know that very soon you're gonna need to make a really important decision, because that in itself it's very strongly connected to your dream. And this is all that major choice, you know, that I started this reading with. It's actually gonna be connected to your dream, to something how you want your life to be, the destination where you want to get. So this is why this is gonna feel on the level 707,077, you know. So this is why you're gonna become aware of this, like kind of lots of other options, and that in itself it's really kind of going to be so important, because it is just gonna happen at a time where you're gonna benefit from this so much, because it is kind of going to keep you going. It's like a spiritual petrol, it's like a spiritual gasoline. Do you know what I mean? So this is absolutely brilliant indeed. And also, do you know, when it comes to the beginning of this week, my gorgeous Scorpione, do you know what else I was going to say? Do you know what? Someone is really kind of going to be interested in you. But not in that way. No, like, hello, my darling. Like, you know, maybe, you know, but somebody, stop being naughty, Scorpione, behave. No, I'm joking. He's joking. Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm gonna knock this off probably. No, someone is going to be interested in you at the beginning of this week, okay? And there's someone is gonna be interested in, like, kind of to learn about some kind of emotional issues that you have been going through. And that, you know, it's actually really good. So maybe that person is not gonna come up and say, hey, John, hey, Mark, hey, Melissa, hey, Linda, hey, Mary, hey, Cynthia, I don't know, can I just tell you about, like, can I just ask you about your emotional issues? I don't think it's gonna happen like that, but somebody will just want to kind of talk to you, and maybe it's just gonna be like a random conversation, and then you're just gonna start opening up towards someone. Or maybe someone may ask you, like, completely, like, kind of honest, like, maybe someone is gonna ask you, can I learn about your emotional issues? Do you know what I mean? God knows how this is actually going to happen, but you are gonna end up having a conversation with someone, and it's all going to kind of like lead towards that particular person wanting to find out more about some kind of emotional issues that you've been going through. And this is so important, because you're going to realize something through your own intuition when you're talking to this person. And what you're also going to realize is the importance of, like, kind of standing your ground. And you're going to realize the importance of standing up for your beliefs, you know. So this is something that you need to kind of understand, that conversation with this person that is going to start about that person wanting to kind of learn more about your emotional issues, you know. At the same time, it's like you are going to be able to get something important, really important off your chest that, you know, otherwise it could kind of start kind of like causing a blockage in itself. So you need to get something off your chest, you know. But at the same time, you are going to realize something really important here. In terms of confidence, there is something that you're going to gather. In terms of self-esteem, there is something that you're gather, because now you're going to realize which specific situation in your life do you need to stand your ground. You're going to realize that there is a specific situation in your life where you need to stand up for your beliefs, you know, and you need to kind of fight your corner. This is important because you're going to protect yourself, but at the same time, this is something that you're going to find kind of challenging to start with, but then at the same time, this is going to lead towards you kind of becoming even more determined when it comes to you kind of maintaining control through you maintaining kind of control in your life by being assertive. By the time you get to the mid part of this week, my gorgeous Scorpione, it's like a basic, by the time you got to the mid part of this week, it's like Do you know what? This is a bit of like kind of interesting one, because there is some kind of news, something that you're going to be waiting for, something is actually going to be delayed, like a big mama, like a giant mama delayed. So something is going to be delayed here so much, and it's like, oh God, you know, I had enough patience and this like that. So basically, to start with, you're going to be waiting for some kind of news which is not going to be happening, which is going to be delayed, and then now suddenly you're going to feel like a little bit sad and a little bit negative, because when it comes to that news that is being delayed, you know, you are like kind of very, very curious about this, like, oh my God, you're like a very, very curious about this news that it's, you know, being delayed. So this is why, oh God, you know, and then at the same time you're gonna feel like a little bit sad and a little bit negative, and oh God, you're just gonna focus for negative for just a little bit, and then at the same time, you know, you're gonna realize that, you know, now it's time that you need to kind of like you need to shed the old, and now it's time to kind of let go of certain people in your life. Okay, so this is, I know it sounds a bit morbid, but then you will realize, okay, you know what, now it's time to move on, you know, now it's time to need to let go. I need to let go of certain people in my lives, and this is important because at the same time, you know, this is gonna lead towards you kind of like realizing some kind of very, very interesting lesson in life. But you're also going to realize at the same time that, you know, this is going to help you to kind of make a decision to, you know, like kind of maintain kind of like a certain things in your life. Okay, so I know that this sounds a little bit weird, but at the same time, you know, you will realize something very specific about karma here as well, some kind of a karmic lesson. But at the same time, you know, you are kind of, most importantly, you are going to learn out of it rather than anything else. You know how important it is to make the necessary steps in your life, and you're also going to realize how important it is to kind of like go for certain things in life. You know, when we feel so passionate about to not ignore those things in life that we feel extremely passionate about, no matter how weird, no matter how strange, and no matter how bizarre they are, because they are pure sign that this is something that we need to bring into our lives. And you're going to be reminded of something that you kind of didn't do, but then again, you are aware of this lesson, so that means that you spiritually grew, so it doesn't really matter whatsoever. By the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Scorpioni, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you here, but it's gonna be like a bit weird, because you are going to have a pretty much so a really weird experience and quite unexpected change here. And when you become aware of this weird experience and an unexpected change, you just kind of remember that now it's time for you to surrender to the storm, because by the surrendering to the storm, you're also at the same time being in charge of your own life. You are becoming a leader of your own life. Why? Because that in itself is going to really open your eyes towards some kind of illusion, and it's on another hand going to kind of like really open your eyes towards your own independence and towards knowing exactly which decision are you going to need to make here. And that decision is going to be more important than you can possibly imagine. And this is what I said before, that the end of the week, it's going to be mind-blowing, because it's going to be a bit of a yin-yang moment. Do you know what I mean? It's gonna start like, oh my God, weird experience, but then at the same time, this weird experience, if this weird experience didn't happen, you wouldn't realize something very specific about yourself, and you also wouldn't get to this moment in your life where some kind of illusion is going to be highlighted, and you're gonna be left with absolutely no option but to be in charge with your own life, but by making this important decision, which is going to lead leads towards your own independence, but it's also going to make you feel so optimistic. And it's going to kind of very soon after that moment in time, it's also going to kind of be connected to some kind of unexpected income as well. Let alone the fact that, you know, you've been anxious for way too long, my gorgeous Scorpione. You've been kind of like, you've been going through fear, you've been going through anxiety, you've been going through lots of kind of negativity caused by deep unhappiness. I'm not saying that you've been miserable, please don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying that for way too long your hands were tied at the back. You had so many ideas, but you just didn't kind of do them. You didn't kind of put them as a number one, which is absolutely fine. You're reaching this stage which is sacred and unique in itself, because now you're gonna really directly attack all those things that have been causing you so much stress and anxiety. And also, most importantly, you are gonna have a mind-blowing inspiration. An inspiration that you are gonna have. This is what I was looking forward to so much, my gorgeous Scorpione, from the beginning of this reading. You're gonna have a mind-blowing inspiration precisely in between the 18th and the 19th of February. Mind-blowing inspiration which is gonna instantly gonna help you recognize that your future is going to change in the best possible way. And you're also like kind of like you will know what can you have. You know, when it comes to your dreams, this is exactly what you're going to realize, but it's more about the inspiration that is instantly going to make you feel creative. On one hand, it's instantly going to make you feel creative, but then on another hand, it's instantly going to make you calm as well. It's to do with like so much spirituality and healing that you are going to have at the same time because of the this positive energy that you're going to be going through. It's all about you kind of realizing that something is going to bring so much faith into your life, rejuvenation, tranquility, and enjoyment at the same time. This inspiration that you are going to have, it's not only going to bring so much happiness and promise into your life, but it's also at the same time going to bring you like a faith in the future. You know, this inspiration that you are going to have, my gorgeous Scorpione, it's going to bring the whole new faith in the future for you. This is brilliant because it's a lot to do with the, you know, this energy, like going through this energy and then being inspired and being reminded at the same time how things used to be, and now being inspired by things we didn't even know are ahead of us like 2 months ago. Do you know what I mean? So this is going to be mind-blowing in so many different ways. This inspiration is going to be everything, and you will see exactly what I mean. So now, my gorgeous Scorpione, I'm going to shuffle these tarot cards and I'm going to see what your tarot card of the week is going to be. What your tarot card of the week is going to be, my gorgeous Scorpione. Let's see this big mama. Okay, so what is your tarot card of the week going to be? No, I'm joking. No, it's this big baby. Big mama. The Magician. Come on. Come on. You will be able to do something you wanted to do for absolute ages. Not only you're going to have an option, an opportunity, what you wanted to do in absolute ages, you will have a power to manifest this, my gorgeous Scorpione. So make the most of it. The Magician is probably one of the most powerful cards when it comes to us not only being able to recognize an important opportunity, but it's also like, you know, like being able to actually manifest this. So what you're gonna start this week, you're also gonna manifest, but it's a lot to do with something that you wanted to do in absolute ages, my gorgeous Scorpione, and only now things are hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Only now, my gorgeous Scorpione, things are gonna start moving on for you. You're about to manifest something absolutely mind-blowing. Your life is about to change And at the same time, please pay attention to the actual signs that you are going to have, specifically on the 13th of February. Pay attention to the actual signs, because something very unusual is going to be revealed to you. And when it comes to the actual 17th of February, these both days are bringing you two completely different revelations. These two completely different revelations are also going to lead towards two very powerful and interesting ideas that you're not going to be able to stop thinking about whatsoever. These two powerful ideas are going to be brand new ideas in your life that are going to make and these things you need to also take on immediately, because it's going to seem like, oh, I'm not too sure. No, baby, no, you can do this. This is a challenge, and it's happening now because it's meant to be happening right now. These two ideas that you're going to have are also going to be like kind of like two brand new directions, you know, in life that you need to kind of focus on, because now it's time. It means that you've gone through something very difficult and something very negative, and now you're about to release yourself from it. These two ideas that you are going to have are also going to bring two major things that are missing in your life. They are going to be more important than you can possibly imagine, and they are literally going to become a fundamental part of your spiritual journey. I'm not saying that you're not going to have these two options again, but I'm just saying the sooner you realize this, the sooner your life is going to be complete. My gorgeous Scorpioni, what an important week indeed. Okay, my gorgeous Scorpioni, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.